cares a boot? Who cares a boot him?
We're no, he's grounded.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Off to a good start here. Anytime I have these guys hanging out back on screen with me, it's a good evening. So, welcome everybody. Welcome Mike and Janie back.
Hello, hello.
Hey, buddy.
And hey, Mike. So, how's life in your town this week, huh?
Oh well, you know
I mean, you got the Super Bowl coming to your town. Am I right?
What's
again.
new in Kansas City?
They're in the Super Bowl again. Oh my goodness!
But they're playing in Kansas City, right?
No, they're
Is
playing
this
in
the first
Vegas.
time for that?
In
Playing in
Vegas.
Vegas.
They're in Las Vegas.
Why did I
They're
swear I
playing in
read they were
Vegas.
actually? I thought I actually read they were playing in your town for some reason. I thought that didn't sound
No,
right, but okay, never mind.
they promised that 10 years ago when they tried to push some bill through to raise money where they were going to construct a rolling roof that would travel between Kauffman Stadium and Arrowhead. And then the NFL said, "Oh yeah, we'll give you a Super Bowl if you can put a roof on Arrowhead." But they just spent the money on other stuff. But it was just like, okay, that's never
That's
going to
probably
happen.
Jason Kelsey that's going to be in Kansas. No, I'm kidding. It's not Jason.
We'll take Jason too. We'll take them both.
He's going to go out there with a bunch of beer and no, I'm kidding, and have his own show. So,
It was cold. I give him credit for hopping out of the window like that.
listen, he's my kind of dude right there.
Hey, we got a football related comment for you. Mike says, "Yes, Mike is smiling for the second straight year. Yes, he is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
very
am
nice.
indeed.
Yep.
Yep. Good evening, Nate, Mike, and JJ. Good evening. How are we doing tonight?
Oh, I'm
Hope everyone-
sore.
everyone wonderful.
I'm sore.
Janie, I'm proud of you. I seen you posting every day. All you gotta do is show up. When
There
you
you
show up,
go.
you get the job done.
If
You
nobody
know?
knows, then here's the thing. I decided to join a gym. The Aunt Janie pounds have got to shed. I'm tired of it. And let's just say I did some rowing last night, and I'm going to say this, the chesticles hurt this morning. Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
Rowing is one of those exercises. It hits just about every muscle group in the body, including
Yeah.
and hits the cardio side of stuff.
Yeah.
Then it's doing its job. Then it's doing
I mean,
its job.
In my line, I would do like tries and like duathlons and bike racing and running like crap. A lot of your professional triathletes would come from rowing and then back over because they were just so ridiculously fit, both on the muscular side and on the endurance side.
So does a Netflix marathon count?
Depends what you watched.
Depends. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'm just asking for a friend, dude. Okay.
If you hold the remote in one hand and a beer stein in the other, and you keep them moving and rotate them, you'll get double the calorie burn. That's the way that works.
That's what I'm doing. Okay.
Hopefully,
look at that.
hopefully one day I'll be recreating this scene for the third time.
Look at that, Joe.
Mike with the ring on.
It's
That's
Ring on.
pretty.
one of my
There.
nephew's 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So we
So
want to
go
wish
Chiefs.
Evan good luck this weekend with the guys. So good luck.
Go Chiefs.
Obviously from us here. So good luck, Evan.
Yes, congrats and go Chiefs. Yeah,
Yep. Go Chiefs.
absolutely. Very good. Steelers are still number one. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. No, you're not even from Pennsylvania. Give me a break. I just kidding.
I don't know.
Kidding.
I was really kind of hoping for our buddy, Keith, because his Lions, man, they almost made it. So
We
we
got
would've
close.
had a really great
I was-
matchup
I
on
was
the
really
close.
rooting for him.
Life crew. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So I was hoping for it.
Hey, we got a pretty cool couple things here. So the comments are rolling in. Keep rocking, Jay. That's what you got to do, JJ. Proud of you. Just show up and, like I said, let it happen. Yeah, absolutely. Here we got. Hey guys, I'm back for a week. I don't have college tomorrow, so I can join. Fitting since it's John Williams' 92nd birthday.
Yes.
Well, that is.
Yes,
I
it
believe
is.
that's Robert
That's Robert.
Yeah,
All
gotta
the
be
way from
Robert.
Florida.
coming in, and perfect timing
Hey, aw.
because hey, Big happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
John Williams. Yeah,
92
92 years old.
And still going.
and still
And
going.
Well,
And he
Yeah.
got another Oscar nomination for the Indiana Jones film.
And I think he won a Grammy for the soundtrack.
Good.
So this last weekend. So congratulations.
and I read there's
Yep.
rumors he's considering coming out of his recent retirement to do something. At
Ooh.
92. I can't verify it, but I read that somewhere. So
I mean,
You
he's
know
still
what?
in good health, and he's still a genius. I mean, why stop if you don't have to? I mean, I'm sure,
exactly.
I mean, he's not doing like, the 5 films a year. And, can you imagine writing, it's 2 different films, writing the score for Star Wars and Close Encounters at the same time? That's, yeah.
All
Any
that
one of those,
beautiful music.
yeah, and any one of those movies, let alone series, the accolades just from that alone would set you as far as knowing who you were the rest of your life. But I mean, he's done it umpteen times. I mean, you just can't argue. I mean,
Correct.
I always say with John Williams that I don't remember John Williams. I remember my childhood when I listened to him because it puts you in a place and it puts you in a
Yep.
time
Correct.
period. When you
Correct.
hear it, absolute truth.
I think when he does movies, whether it's with Spielberg or any other director, there's 2 types of films. There's the film that you see, and then there's the music that tells the movie in the film. So that's a part of his genius. When you hear a certain piece, whether it's Marion's theme or the Jaws theme, it tells there's 2 different stories if this man is involved in film scores. So that's just my opinion.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. We got
Hey,
Frankie
bud.
on here. Says, hey guys.
Hey, Frankie.
Hello, Frankie. What else we got? Yeah, this man is a legend of our time.
Mhm.
John Williams is just amazing. I think all of his scores are done. Part of our culture says they are. Yes, guy is genius level, 100%.
Yep.
Undeniable truth right there.
He's
Yeah.
like the Beatles. He's the Beatles of soundtracks.
Yeah,
Film
it
score.
really is.
I mean, I can name 5 like Jerry Goldsmith and John Barry and James Horner, and go back to the 30s, Max Fleming, but everybody knows John Williams.
Well, he's covered all genres.
Oh yeah, you can't go anywhere and play like the Star Wars theme or Jurassic Park or Jaws or anything. It's just instantly recognizable.
Right. The score to the Olympics.
Hey, I do a thing with my kids, and I use movement in the classroom. I use music in the classroom, especially for writing, doing something where they're kind of locked in on something and trying to let the mind wander. And I will pull up just like a random John Williams, just a mix, and just let it play quietly in the background, and it's unbelievable, And every once in a while, a kid perks up when they hear something else that they know or they recognize, and yeah, it's amazing how it impacts everyone of all ages. If you've been around in the last 50 years,
Correct.
you know who this guy is. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
And yet he's yet to reach the early success of Gilligan's Island in my book. It's been downhill ever since Gilligan's Island. And his son is the lead singer of Toto.
That's right.
Oh. Holy crap. We haven't even started off, Mike. Really? The lead singer of Toto is John Williams' son. Oh my gosh. So that's why I come on here. I get an education after my education. Listen, I'm telling you. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you, Mike, you could write a coffee table book on just that stuff. Yep. And who's going to not believe it? You can't make some of this stuff up. I mean, come on.
That's true.
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah. Honestly. All right. Well, without further ado, I guess what we should do is we should probably get the show started off here. Sounding like a good plan here. And tonight we are showcasing the sharks of Jaws, namely the mechanical sharks, this evening. So try to hit something, maybe a little something we haven't hit before. And, we often talk about the sharks, and it tends to be you talking about how bad the sharks look and how dated it looks, and no, they don't look real. And I'm sorry, if the sharks didn't work to some extent, none of us would be sitting here getting involved
Correct.
in it.
Yeah.
If you look
Correct.
like
Absolutely.
so many movies out there where there was CGI, where there was practical mechanical effects. If it was hokey, you were done with it. And here we are, here we are
Yep.
because it still works. And so, really going to be hitting tonight, not on how bad things are and how you can see this and that. I could care less about that kind of stuff. You want to watch a DVD and pull up the little, idiosyncratic problems, you go right ahead. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the impact that it has. And so that's what I'm going for tonight. Going for
Oh,
positive
my goodness.
stuff only, people. Damn it, we're going to be positive tonight.
I like it.
So
I like it.
And he means it too, damn it.
that's where we're going tonight. Yeah. So wow, we got just comments just kicking through. Someone asking here, what's the website you now use? So the website in the app is called StreamYard. So if you want to get on there, then you can. Basically, you just have to agree to it, and it'll show your name up when you post a comment. So I'm not sure who said that, but that's what it is. So
Or if
StreamYard,
you're on Island, it's StreamYard, okay?
StreamYard.com.
StreamYard. Gotta go to the StreamYard.
You're from New York, it's StreamYard.
Yeah, that's right.
How's that sound like? You're from New York.
And if you're not sure where it is, you can go to the top of the Back of the Day page and the Let's Talk Jaws Life page and the StreamYard app. It is pinned at the top, guys. So feel free to do that. Or like Frankie did, put your name in the front there, and that way we know who it is. We're not digging as much. So, okay. So here we go. Bruce rules. Let's kick it off. So we've got to start out with the best. So we are going to start out with just that. Bruce himself. And it was kind of cool because I was going through and trying to get some early pictures. I was kind of thinking back to talking to Marty Miller the other week, because his job was not building the shark, but maintaining the shark after all the land scenes were shot. And going through some of the technical stuff that said he'd have to do on a day-to-day basis was pretty cool. And so trying to grab a pretty good shot of the shark in its original form before they started to, do the steel tubing and everything, just literally just a plywood buck form that they used for it with Joe there. So
it's like a skeleton of Bruce, basically.
Yes, from my understanding, it started out as this, and you would get a basic. Once you got that basic idea of the shape and dimensions, then it would go to steel tubing. Guys come in with like 4130 chromoly tubing and weld up, essentially that exoskeleton, I guess, before they would start applying those outer layers with the skin and everything to give it more of a rounded shape as opposed to just a mechanical shape. I don't know a whole lot beyond that, to be honest with you.
I'm looking at
a couple comments on here. Well, we'll sink our teeth into this. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yes, Bob Matty and Roy Arbogast deserve the Oscars for this guy. They really did. And what was neat about it is, you guys at home have seen it. Everyone they talked and mentioned about Bob Matty was everyone told Richard Zanuck and Brown that you couldn't make the shark and you couldn't train a shark, which is what they wanted to do. He was the only one that says, yes, we can do it. And did it. They sure did. Yeah.
And they didn't really do visual effects Oscars until the 80s. So I remember, one year Hindenburg won like a special award, and one year King Kong won, and a lot of people in that branch of the Academy resigned because basically King Kong was Rick Baker in a monkey suit and a hand. It wasn't, so yeah, but definitely. And I think there was a lot of Jaws backlash because it was so successful. Because I know we've talked before, and you can see it in The Shark Is Still Working, and you can find the uncut, unedited version on YouTube of Spielberg Oscar morning or announcement morning, guaranteeing 10 nominations or we're going to sweep, and just like nothing. It was almost, and he even comments it's It's just the backlash because back then, very very few they weren't. If a film was really really successful, but not. I mean, like Airport. People loved Airport, and Airport got a Best Picture nomination, but it wasn't like a popcorn film. It was quote unquote a serious film. So something like Jaws or Star Wars or the first two Lord of the Rings films, they'll throw it a bone with a nomination, but they won't. Lord of the Rings didn't win Best Picture until the last film.
Correct.
Yeah. Good comment here, and I got to say I know who this is. This has got to be Donna. Summer '74. I went to the beach in OB. I would see Lynn towing him into Shark Cities. Sometimes he would be covered, and sometimes he would not be covered. Yep, that's definitely Donna. Hello, Donna.
Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hey, honey.
She's talking about Lynn Murphy.
Yeah.
The man responsible for, I would assume, the upkeep of a lot of those boats on top of towing the sharks around quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. And when I was, last time I was on the island, Jen and I went around with Donna. She took us on a little tour. I always heard about the boathouse where the sharks were kept in Oak Bluffs. And I'm fairly familiar with Oak Bluffs. And I thought, I often drove around going, where were, you think it'd be right down by the harbor. And it wasn't. It was kind of a secluded, more little wooded area. Yeah. She took us to it. I had no idea. Yeah. It was pretty interesting where they kept it. You could tell they were trying to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
Great comment here.
I gotta say, I'm digging that jacket that Joe was wearing. If that's not a '70s outfit, man, I don't know what is.
Oh yeah,
well, it's the whole thing.
Look at that.
It's look how wide that collar is.
Yeah, the pleather, man. The pleather with the big
the butterfly
collar, and
that was also the year of Season of Leisure Suits.
Yes, it was.
I sadly wore to the ninth grade dance. Yes.
Here's one for you. I still have a couple school pictures. I am wearing my wide collared velour top with the bone buttons on the front.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Explain that one to your kid.
I gotta see proof now, brother.
I'll dig them out. I'll call mom and dig them babies out, man.
I'll show you my 70s outfit and you show me yours.
That's right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. At the bottom there is a picture of Bruce. Then once the external coverings were put on, before all the painting was even done. So, I mean, that process alone, just to getting everything to work together, especially once that thing started to articulate and move. I mean, I can't imagine that everything worked out the first time. When you're doing something new and fresh, you know how it is. When you do it the first time, it's always the hardest and the worst, and you learn so much from it. I can only imagine some of the headaches they went through. And I want to say it was rushed. Didn't they only have like a handful of weeks to get that thing together and working, to get it out to the vineyard?
Yeah, they were trying to get everything done and started because there was supposedly a strike coming up, and they wanted to. If they weren't on location by May, there's a chance they were going to just hold back until they saw whether or not. I mean, the strike never happened, but they didn't want to have all this money invested and everybody 2,000 miles away, and then all of a sudden you just got to sit there and you got to fly them home, and then you got to go all the way back and start over.
Yeah. And I've got a quick little shot here. Some of you guys at home probably seen this. Some of you haven't. So it was a 1974 test shot of Bruce, just to see how it was going to work in the water once they got him out to Martha's Vineyard. So I'll pull that up here real quick for you guys. So pretty interesting. When you see that, you can almost see the head pop up behind the boat. Brody throwing the chum overboard. Pretty much the same shot, and it looks good. Again, it truly does, even to this day. I mean,
there he is.
Here's me.
You tell me.
Here's me.
Yeah. You tell me if you weren't standing off the back of the boat and that happened, that you wouldn't go, "Oh shit, it's time to go."
What was it that you said? First you say it, and then you do it.
And you do it. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. So good little shot there of Bruce, and I tried to pull up a couple different images from
I see.
Oak Bluffs there in the harbor, them getting it together. Let me see if I can kind of move us out of the way
There
a
you
little
go.
bit. There we go.
I
Some
love the
really good
legs
shots.
hanging out. That is such a, if that's not a, foreshadowing, I don't know what is, but that's hilarious.
And there's so many varying pictures of different people hanging in the mouth of the
Uh-huh.
shark,
Yeah.
trying to work on that. It kind of almost reminds me of an old joke. Did you ever hear the joke? How can you tell an Amish mechanic?
Mm-mm.
You can tell an Amish mechanic because he always has his arm halfway up a horse's ass. That's how you can tell. So it relates. We're just going in the wrong end here. So either halfway up. So here we're going halfway down the throat of Bruce. That's how you can tell a Joyce mechanic. Come on, you mean to tell me
my
you've
God,
never?
I'm so sorry I asked. Oh my God.
You be careful out among the English now, Nate. Yes. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I had to drop that one there.
It was good.
Well, it's all relatable. All relatable. Yeah. And I want to say there was a left shark, a right shark, and there was at least one or two sled sharks. Does that
Yes.
sound right?
Yeah.
Left, right, and a complete one, for lack of a better word.
Straight ahead. Yeah. Which is, I think, probably the full shot you see. In fact, I've got a little, very small mix clip of just some of the shots from Jaws here. We'll pull up in a second. And that to me is a very believable shot. When you see him come across that corner of the stern of that boat and you look down, I mean, honestly, it looks, outside of maybe looking for that tail to wiggle a little more, I mean, it looks, to this day, you tell me. I mean, even on the, they have that, what is the 4 HD copy, it still looks that good. Yeah, it really does. In fact, let me pull that guy up here. I believe I have it up here. Maybe I do. Oh, yep, here we go. We'll just run a minute of just a couple little clips. That one, too. That, to me, is that's the realest of any clip I've ever seen. When that shark rolls like that and grabs him,
hey, fellas,
nightmare fuel.
all in this sheet, make it fast. Hey, you guys okay over
Sorry,
there?
I got to roll this one, too.
Eddie Griffin. That right there.
Yeah.
Oh, when he comes back up.
Yeah.
Slow ahead. I can go
The most
slow ahead.
iconic.
Come on down and chum some of this shit.
Oh.
Beautiful scene.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. Shut off that engine.
There it is. That to me is just,
That right there, yeah.
So good.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yep. There's the second run. And his last. Yep.
The end of the pulpit, please. Please go to the end of the pulpit.
Love this scene. His little giggle there is hilarious. He's coming.
Oh wow. And have you seen these videos that I think, Mike, you've posted them or somebody's posted them to where it's almost as if life is imitating art? Because if you look, a lot of these great whites do look like that.
Yeah,
they're just, and it's realistic. I mean, it's just, oh, that shark's not real. Oh yeah, go look in the ocean because yes, it is.
Go stand in front of them.
Stand in front of them, and it's so iconic, and they got it perfectly right. Perfectly.
Yeah. So it says, why would Quint say turn off the engine? One of the things, and I'm not the most seafaring guy, but I do know at times that they worry about that because sharks are drawn to electronic frequencies. Yeah. And anything with a motor has an ignition system. It's going to pick up on that. And so
it was
many times
the vibrations. Yeah.
Yeah. But they would bite, the props. And if you ever lose a prop, I mean, you're literally dead in the water. You're not going anywhere. So, yeah.
Right.
Yep. Good stuff. All right. Well, we might as well swing over to our next member tonight, and our next member is
Aw, there she is in
Brusette.
all her glory. There she
A nice
is.
shot of Brusette.
Yeah.
A little bit before
No,
the
that's
cover up
seaweed.
was put on. That's seaweed. That's right. Seaweed in the lens.
That's
exactly
seaweed
right.
salad. Thank you.
So, and there's also some test footage from when they gave her a good run, and she was, and Mike. I would imagine you're our guy here. So, was she cast from the mold of the original shark, and then they changed the jowls? Is that how it worked?
No, they
Do you
made a
know?
completely new
Completely
one.
new one. Oh, okay.
Oh,
A
wow.
different frame and different materials, but still metal and still reacted bad with the salt water.
Hmm.
And then the idea was to they had it burn because they were afraid that people might think it's the same shark.
Same shark, right? So they wanted to differentiate it from the others.
And I guess they thought, well, they might be able to believe another shark came by, but not the same shark, even though you saw it blow up. So
Well, it's all been canonized now. I literally came across a Jaws Sharks family tree where they have connected all of them somehow into a family. So,
oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, pretty interesting.
Did they,
Yeah, you still
was it through 23andMe or what?
Ancestry.com. We're gonna have Bruce on the show. You're not really a gray white. You're actually a lemon shark.
Right.
Yeah.
No. He
Oh,
told
my
me I didn't know my father.
So I had to pull up some pretty good shots here of Brusette as well, and I always really like that bottom shot underneath you guys there, and that is it
Yeah.
looks like the mold that they pulled, for the original skin. I would assume there, just laying in the sand. I would imagine down in Florida. So
Destin, isn't it?
Yeah, that's down Destin, Navarre.
No more.
So we got a couple questions popping up here. Let me see. What do we got?
Sure.
A couple comments too. Frankie, Brusette was scary looking with all the burns. It was definitely gave it its own character. It was good the way they made it play into the film and the scene. So yeah, the luxury shark. That was often said by oh gosh, what was the Frenchman that directed? See, here I go.
Oh,
Names.
no.
Oh,
Yes.
Jeannot.
Jeannot Schwartz. Yeah. We often talk about the luxury shark. Yeah. We got Keith on here. Did Brusette even have a white belly? That's a good question. I can't answer.
That's a very good question because you never really
saw the
See it.
bottom, did
you
you,
never see it
Mike?
come out
No.
of the water like that.
No.
The only time you saw any part of the bottom was when he was coming up to go after Mike when Mike was unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then the mouth was open. So that's an incredible question, Keith. I'd have to go back and watch that to see. You might not have.
I will ask Vaughn Babison because he did a lot of work on it. He would know. That's an excellent question.
That's a really good question. All right. 30-foot long Brusette was ridiculous.
Shameless plug. Hopefully, Ann Dusenberry will be accompanying me to SharkCon.
Oh, wow!
That's who Spencer wants her to come. So
very cool. Wow. Well, that would be awesome. Like I said, Jen and I plan on banking that weekend out and coming down, guys. So
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. Speaking of Ann Dusenberry, someone's excited Ann Dusenberry was included there. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if we're all there, we should try. I'll see if we can do a special like Friday night. Let's talk Jaws live or something from the show.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Yeah.
Live audience of hecklers.
Hey.
You suck.
That's right. I can audio edit that on Saturday. You know, it'll be like the old kung fu theater films when the guy's going. I'll edit in something like, "You guys are the greatest," you know.
The best show ever.
What do we got here? Tina Brewster teamed up to kill Eddie. Oh, you're saying it was a plot. It was a
It's a
coup.
plot.
Ooh, that's kind of juicy, isn't it? I like that.
Maybe something going on between Brusette and
Hmm.
Brusette upset because she's getting bruises on her butt. I don't, what's going on?
Ooh.
Bruce said, "No, it's been the bigger man there." Interesting. Wow.
I'm
So someone's
surprised.
asking.
I'm gonna
Go
say I'm
ahead.
surprised there is no like erotic Jaws fan fiction. Because
You know what?
of course
You're
somebody
probably
might
pretty
start
funny.
writing it now, but because there was
There very well could be.
there's a woman named Della Van Heist in the late 70s, early 80s. She used to do a magazine, but it was based on Star Trek and Kirk and Spock being involved, and it was some of the most fun, ridiculous things to read. But yeah, I'm surprised there's no erotic Jaws fiction.
Jaw-be like Furbies kind of deal.
Yeah,
That's a thing. So hey, who knows, right? Whatever floats your boat. You know.
Sharkon the weekend of
Water. Thank you.
14th, is it?
13th and 14th in
What,
down in
in
Tampa.
July? In July or what? In July? Oh boy.
Maybe what we
It'll
can
be,
do is when we get around that time, we can post that up on here or put it up on the website
yeah.
for anyone
Yeah,
who's interested.
we'll have Spencer back on, but right now the guest list is Richard, Lance Guest. I put Spencer in touch with Bess Armstrong and John Putch from Jaws 3. And I know he wanted Ann to come, and he might have Christine Freeman, who is the water skier.
Oh,
Oh
cool.
wow! No kidding.
Okay.
And Gary has a house down there, so Gary's in town. He'll be there. So
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. Very nice.
It'll be fun. The 10th one, and he wants to do all, have all 4 films represented and maybe do a screening and of all of them. So
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
It'll be a lot of
it'll
fun.
be very
It'll be
fun.
a lot of fun. Yeah, could do that, no problem. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We've scheduled around it and said, yeah, want to make it down. And to be honest, we're going to go down and meet you guys in person, for God's sakes. I've known you guys for a couple of years and only through this, so So, anyway.
And you can buy a book or two.
There you go.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. All right, I'll flip a couple more comments on here.
Flip it.
Flip it. Here we go. Keith said, "I'll be in Tampa in May." That's all right.
Oh,
Well,
No big deal. Get it?
what are you doing? Want to meet my high school friends? They'd love you.
Yeah, there you go. Set them up. Take them out for a good time. Show them the likes of Tampa. And Frankie, that sounds like a great lineup. It really does. It sounds like a
It
dynamite
is.
lineup this summer. It
It
really
is.
does.
And those of you that follow the Jaws 50 page, Eric Augustine, he lives down there, and he'll bring, he's always got cool stuff to get autographed, but he finds stuff I've never even heard of. So
oh my God, he had so much that year that we went.
when Jane and I were there, that was like one of the highlights, are people that knew us, but
Yeah.
but never met us. So it's nice
Mhm.
to put faces to names and meet the fans, as it were.
Hands
We're
and
giving back to our loyal following.
it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and you get a real good education on the oceans
Yeah.
as well. Not just the movies or anything. They have like legitimate marine biologists there, and SeaWorld and Moat Marine, and places that I had wanted to study with because of this movie. So it's a very educational. It's so much fun. So much
When
fun
we
to
were
go.
there, the guy whose dad caught the tiger shark that they use in Jaws, he was there, and the woman that trained the dolphins at SeaWorld for Jaws 3, she was there, and I think at least one of the dolphins were still alive.
I don't know which
Wow.
one it was
I
though.
don't know. That'd be
Wow.
cool.
Oh,
Eventually
man.
bring them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cindy and Sandy.
Yeah.
That'd be a good interview, right?
Mhm.
Interviewing
I'm done.
Flipper for the Jaws Shark Countdown.
I'm done.
Yeah, I've always had a big interest in ichthyology because of this, because of the movie. I mean,
Correct.
I was, a little kid, getting in trouble for taking out bad books in the library. Always been in love with it. Just never thought I was smart enough to be an ichthyologist. You got that with biology background before you get into oceanography and all that other stuff. And yeah,
Oh, you know what they say, Nate. Those who can't do teach.
that's the running joke. That's why I started out middle and high school and I got knocked down to third grade because I couldn't handle the math. So I couldn't do trig, but man, I can add, subtract, and multiply like nobody's business. Let me tell you.
I loved marine biology. I knew about marine biology before I ever went into the biology class, and when I finally did go, it was like a breeze for me. So, yeah, and then when I finally got to actually do a week-long shark lab, that was like my dream come true. So we had a whole full week of it was amazing.
Yeah, always had a lot of interest in that. So that would be definitely be checking out some of that stuff as well. Yeah. Well, speaking of ichthyology, here we go. Sorry, but
What
we're
do we
going
have?
down this way. So, like I said, we are erring on the side of positive tonight, and trying to.
Shut up, Danny.
Go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead, Jenny. No. Hey, I'm keeping it.
What?
I'm keeping,
No, I'm
keeping a
good.
smile on tonight. Come on.
I am.
Why so serious? Come on, Jenny.
I
I
like
did
the
try.
baby shark that was in there.
The baby was all right, and
Baby shark, good. Yeah.
I want to say this was the first. I tried to do some research on the development of the shark, and there's so little out there to find outside of Jaws of Bruce and a little bit of Brucette, and then it just gets very blurry. And I do know that this is the first Jaws that they ended up having many different versions of the shark. They had, like half scale miniatures where it was just from the gills up, for the for certain scenes. They had the one that was used for the tunnel that was even a bigger head version. Then they had, a miniature version that was this big, and the one that in this case, this guy here that came up, it was about 3 feet long, and so it was the first time they really tried to branch out and diversify as far as covering the shark itself goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's all we
Yeah.
have for that. No, I'm kidding.
Well, again, I tried to pull some things out that impressed me, and I thought looked pretty good, considering. And Jaws 3, is where it really started to kind of, get some kidney punches, for lack of a better term. And, looking at the shark and how it performed and what it did, especially when they were looking comparative to the two earlier films that had much less in the area of technology, both mechanically speaking and also, because you're talking about the same year that Return of the Jedi came out. So you think about, you think about the special effects difference between the two.
Yeah.
And I know it's often blamed on the fact that usually the movie was not shown with the correct, way, with the correct sequence, with the 3Ds and all that stuff. And you often got, like, in the bottom right picture there, kind of like almost like that yellowish, haziest kind of look to the picture, to the film for that, unfortunately. So, but I think it does have some pluses to it. I think there was a couple scenes that were done pretty well, to be perfectly honest with you, and give it a little bit of kudos. My favorite happens to be the top right, the open mouth shot.
Oh, that just
right there at the end. But you know what? And I even went in and tried to add a little clarity to that picture, the detail that is in there. I just think they really did a really nice job with it. Very impressed with it. I'll take a beating on that, but that's okay. I'm going to stick to my guns on that one. So, Yeah. And to make everyone hate me even more, I'm going to play a quick clip.
You're mean.
Bring it on.
I'm not here to make any friends tonight. I'm just getting the job done, people. So,
You're mean. Oh,
so
this is
here
my.
we go.
This is not bad. Yeah. Oh. Get him, Bess. Get him.
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna
guess
mute the music just in case. Yeah. Learned my lesson last week. So there is the very small shark that they use, and then the very large. Apparently, that was a separate head built just for the inside shots. Yeah. And then that's the end of it.
Yep.
Everyone's favorite part. So yeah. So again, looking for some light here at the end of the tunnel. It had some merit to it at times. I think some of the things. I think the whole idea was done very well, and I tried to read up a little bit on the third movie, and they really attribute it to the fact that like a lot of the Jaws movies, things were just being so rushed, and this didn't even start out. I want to say as a Jaws 3 movie. From what I've read and researched, it started out as a story about a shark that ran up a river into a lake. That's where this whole premise came from. And they took that. Yeah, it wasn't even a Jaws film originally. The story, whoever wrote the story, started out. It was going to be a shark that went up a river into a lake. Which, I mean, we're having these problems now. They're catching bull sharks hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bull sharks will do that. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
I could never figure out what the whole big deal, because being from Florida, I thought, oh, good, new shark movie, or Jaws movie. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I've been to SeaWorld. It's not connected to the ocean. How is that possible?
Yeah.
So
It's got that one little stream that goes west on I-4 all the way to the Gulf.
All the way to the Gulf. Yeah. You go
Gulf.
right through Yep. Southwest Florida water, Swift Mud's got it all in there to where the Great White can come to the lake right there in the middle of Orlando. So
very marshy. Yeah.
But I think the scariest part for me though is actually seeing, oh God, just the body in the mouth.
Sure.
While they're in there trying to fight that. That's graphic, and when you're a teenager as young as what you and I were, Nate, when this came out, when I first saw it, I'm sitting there, because right when you see what was the character's name? I know it's Simon, but
Fitzroy.
Fitzroy goes in there, and when you hear the shark biting down, you hear the bones break,
crunching, and
yes, you hear that. So
yeah, you hear all that.
Yeah, I just kind of went,
And there was even, it was either, I want to say it was Jaws 3D. There was Fitzroy, for one of the characters, was originally written with the idea. I can't even think of who it was. It was someone who was known for comedic acting all through like the 60s and 70s to take that role, and they were absolutely told not happening. And so whoever it was that was doing the writing, more or less, I guess, said, well, have a good film, and kind of walked away from it as far as the story ended before it even went into any type of pre-production.
Mickey Rooney.
That's who it was, Mickey Rooney. Thanks, Mike. Saved me there. You saved me there. That's exactly right. It was they had the role written for Mickey Rooney. Could you imagine Mickey Rooney in Jaws 3D? It would have been a completely different film. What
would he do? Dance through the tube? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Listen, Mickey Rooney, when some of my favorite parts of Mickey Rooney are when you ever see him doing stand up or just in interviews, when he just gets bent out of shape about something, he just goes off on a tangent.
He did. Yes, he did.
I see Mickey Rooney from Night at the Museum as the security guard with a really bad attitude, working at SeaWorld. That's what
Yep.
I see. That's where I see Mickey Rooney coming into that movie.
That would be hilarious.
I see him as Whitey in Boys Town, the tough kid with the chip on his shoulder. So
Shoulder.
he goes in to take care of that shark.
That's hilarious.
Very good. Very good. What we got here? Best part of Jaws 3D was the movie exit door. I never saw it in the theaters. We saw it on HBO. It got picked up
With
by
HBO. Yeah.
And they would, HBO would run a movie for like a month, but it was on probably 5 times a day for that month. And I can remember you used to get the little pamphlets got mailed to you as what was going on HBO that month. You remember that? Yeah.
If it was the top movie of the month, it'd be right on the front cover, and you would open it up and then try to figure out when it would, and it would always be on a Saturday night is when it would premiere.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So a lot of those films that way. Yeah. E.T., a lot of those films. Yeah. 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 Richard Matheson had a great story. I'm not sure what the Richard Matheson story was on Jaws 3. You guys familiar?
You gotta elaborate, Frankie.
Fill us in on that, Frankie. We'd love to hear about that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Yeah. And I still
great story about the film, or he wrote a great story for the film.
Well, and so many guys from the other films were brought in for Jaws 3 to kind of, as a life preserver. I mean, Carl Gottlieb was brought in to help out, and everything else. And obviously, they brought Joe Alves in to be the director. And I know that wasn't the first choice. They had another director, I guess, set up in mind. And I don't know if he walked away from it or was tied up doing something else. I have no idea. All right, what we got here from Keith? I was an usher when Jaws 3 was released. We had our 3D glasses, and it was fun. Yeah, and it originally had to be shown with 2 projectors, right, Mike?
Correct.
2 projectors, and it had a like a box that kind of fit over the lens, where they would because you
converge, kind of.
Yeah, to convert it.
So, did you see it done the way it was supposed to be done? Did it have a good appearance to it?
It looked okay.
Did it?
I was about a year before I started actually working for a theater chain and working up in the booth and stuff. But I thought it was presented well. I mean, for what it was, 3D, it really just started taking off with Crawl and Coming at You and a couple other things. So
yeah, sure.
Friday the 13th Part 3.
Friday the 13th Part 3 was done.
Yeah.
And this last time that 3D got really big was, I don't know, my son was coming up in age, and so I wanted to go to the movies and see whatever, a Marvel movie or a Disney movie. And to this day, I really struggled to sit and go through one of those 3D movies, even the modern version, because to be honest with you, you start to get a headache like halfway through.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of the depth perception of it or what it is, but the only movie I went and saw in 3D, and this is going to sound stupid, and I'm not saying it's because we're here, is when I went and saw Jaws when it got released in 3D. Or in 3D, I was very hesitant because, number one, I didn't want to see a whole bunch of things put into 3D effects for the sake of being put into 3D effects, which is what I remember, like Dirty Harry and stuff. We got to put this in because you're going to see the 3D effect for the sake of it.
I'm talking to you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Jaws, when it was done just a few years ago, was done very well and very tasteful. And it wasn't that big, huge coming at you 3D effect. It was very subtle, like the waves being splashed up, like when Suzanne Backlund was being attacked. I really thought it was done well. It was the first time I could sit through the whole thing and go, I was okay with that. Yeah. All right. Frankie's getting back to us here and says, concept where a great white shark swam up a saltwater river only to get trapped in a man-made lake and soon to set about snacking on the locals. Yeah, that's what the original story was.
Okay, that's Richard Matheson. Okay,
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad someone chimed in on that because I'm only so well rehearsed on that. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we go from Brucetta we jump up to Jaws of Revenge.
And good night, everyone.
And I know I'm not making a lot of friends tonight. Apologize, but we're gonna hit them all here tonight. So.
Wait a minute. Okay,
It's still a fun watch. It's
It
still
is
fun
It
to
is.
watch.
Yes,
still a
it's
guilty
fun to
pleasure. Yep.
watch.
Yeah.
And I
Watch.
only watched the first few moments of it just to see Donna. That's it.
I
Okay.
watch it for Donna and the banana boat.
And the banana boat and to at least look at the vineyard every now and then when you start to miss it. That's it.
Yes,
But
I
mostly
do.
for Donna.
I thought there was two things that were done well. I thought the first 20 minutes were done well. I thought Sean's attack scene, honestly, even the way it was shot, I thought it was great. It really had paid homage back to some of Spielberg's, where it's like action here is happening, and it scrolls back to nothing going on. There's nothing obvious. They can place right back into the action. You could tell that they probably sat there and said, "I like what he did there. Let's reproduce some of that." And I thought the some of the underwater scene where Michael was in the little submersible looking for the conch shells, and the shark chased him into the sunken vessel. I thought parts of that were done.
There's something I saw on YouTube. Somebody took that scene, but they used whatever new technology to improve it, and it looks it looked
was
really really
cool.
good.
It looked really good.
Yeah, the way they kind of refined everything. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was done a handful of years ago. In fact, we had talked about that when I came on the show, when you and Janie were doing the show, that someone went back with modern effects and did it, and all they did was redo the shark, and it does look really well. In fact, I thought about maybe playing it. I thought you guys played it, so if we get time, perhaps I could just pull it up on YouTube real quick. But someone really did a nice job with it. And supposedly, in Jaws 3, somebody did the same thing with the shark crashing through the glass.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have to say, I will admit that when this came out, I took my cousin, Susan, and it was during the summer, and I got us t-shirts that said, "I saw the Revenge of Jaws and survived." And we wore these t-shirts going into the theater. I now regret this decision, but the t-shirts were cool, but I now regret this decision.
Yeah, we've all done things you regret later.
That's exactly right. Hindsight's always 20/20. It's like Bob haircuts and shoulder pads.
I was excited. I was excited. New Jaws movie,
Oh, we all were. I mean, really, we all sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
We're still talking about it. I still own a copy of it. When my son was coming up and saw Jaws and Jaws 2, he's like, "Dad, what about 3D?" And I was like, "Sure, we'll watch them. Whatever."
Yeah. I mean, it goes. They all go together.
Well,
yeah.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to roll out what I think is the best clip from that movie. So we're going to pull that guy up here.
Michael Caine.
So is it the end credit?
Again, I think it's. I think
the
we can take away.
Yeah.
Really.
Look at the wharf. Look at Edgartown.
There's Edgartown. Wow. And that was that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And speaking of which, we have Donna chiming in here. And if you guys don't know, so Donna was actually in the opening scene of that film, walking down through it. Yeah. It says it was 20 degrees when they were filming that. Poor guy that had to get in the water, whoever Sean Connery was. Yeah. And at nighttime yet? No. No way. And so here's something that I would die on the sword by. So the original version of that film, when they played that scene, and you would listen really closely when you hear Sean screaming, I 100% swear they dubbed in the death scream from Quint from the original Jaws. You get that and it's very distinct, almost like the Wilhelm scream is in Star Wars and every other movie it was in. You get that, and it's in there. And when they went back and whatever they did, digitally or enhanced or cleaned up the film, they pulled that out. I stand behind that. I've never had anyone argue with me over it, but
Huh.
I was tempted to get the DVD out and actually pull it out and watch it to make sure I was right because it's been forever. But I swear that that's in there, and it makes sense. I mean, if they had the rights, later in the movie to show little clips of Brody, on the mast of the Yorka making that final shot at the end of the film when the shark gets ran, I'm sure they had the rights to some of those clips as well, sound clips. So
Look, I want you to read what Donna just put up. This is really interesting. That's
you can
cool.
hear all of that
Screaming
night.
all over town
Oh
that
my
night,
god!
filming that.
And
I
yet
can only
you let
imagine.
him die.
Wow.
Could you imagine going out to walk a dog and not knowing what was going on? Why isn't anyone doing anything?
Everybody's out rushing.
And that was before the days of everyone standing around recording it on their phone instead of helping out,
Correct.
Yeah, if it was today, they'd all run down with their cell phones. Nobody'd help, but they'd be,
They'd wave, Hey, it's like you're having a hard time there. Yeah. That's pretty funny. Wow. I wish Universal gave my money back. Yeah, you know what? Come on. I mean, I've never walked out on a film. I've never walked out on a film, and I've only ever fallen asleep during two films. And if I say I never walked out, I fell asleep on two films, and if I say it too loud, my wife will come down here and hurt me. And I fell asleep during two Harry Potter films in the theater.
What, two films? What?
Harry Potter films.
Oh. Yeah, go to the club.
I did. I tried. I couldn't listen. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. Fell asleep. Yeah.
I cheered when Dobby died. Yeah, I'm not a big Harry Potter fan.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Ooh, about time.
Oh my god!
Yeah. God bless him. I tried it. I did.
A film I fell asleep in it. I saw it in a theater 3 times, and then I fell asleep watching it on cable a couple times. Always the same part. Star Trek: The Motion Picture, when Spock goes out into space. I don't know what it is, if it's hypnotic or what it is, but Spock goes out to spacewalk, and next thing I know, they're dealing with V'ger. It's like, what did I miss?
Here's my drool coming down.
So I ended up finally. I had the movie on tape. I had the tape. I ended up, before I watched it, I actually fast forwarded to that scene and watched it. And then I watched it whole. Nothing happened, but I don't know what it was. It was just that one scene.
Yeah. Trying I couldn't do it. Yeah.
And
the other films that I've never sat through, and to be honest with you, because it was in the same genre and the same realm, I'm kind of like, I kind of stay away from them and that is the Lord of the Rings films. And I hear that they're really well. I've never sat and gone through them. No, not one time. And someone says, same with Twilight. Yep, I'm right there with you. Yep, never.
I couldn't get into Twilight either.
Yeah, could not do it. And again, nothing against it.
Good thing we live in a town that's overcast all the time, because if the sun came out, we would all die.
I had a friend. It was actually very close friends of mine that we would go out, the 4 of us, my wife and the other couple, and we would go grab something to eat, maybe grab a drink somewhere, and we'd go to the movies. And that guy was guaranteed. Listen, I didn't care how good the film was. 20 minutes in, he was out like a light. He'd like a stomach full of food, 2 beers. Forget it, man. He was ready for bed. I mean, listen, we went to watch Rambo, the 4th Rambo, when he's like 50 caliber guns, he's shooting holes through people. You can see the daylight coming through before they fall down. He is out cold and then wakes up when the credits are on, going, "Yeah, it's a pretty good movie." Yeah, every time. I often said to
I
him,
like that a lot. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I often said to him, the amount of money you waste watching the movie and then going and renting it just to see the rest of the damn movie, like, why do you bother? But yeah,
I don't know, just
yeah.
watching him would have gave me more entertainment.
Oh my gosh, we would, mess with, sit there and try and throw popcorn in his mouth and stuff. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Lord.
If only Roy Scheider agreed to die in the opening scene of Jaws: The Revenge. What did he say? He said like Satan himself couldn't get me to do that movie. They asked him.
Yeah.
Bless.
And I think they approached him for Jaws 3 as well.
I
Yeah.
think so, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
He was done with it after Jaws 2. He was done with it.
Yeah, and rightfully so. It was a good choice on his part because that would just simply lessen not only his character but honestly lessen the entire franchise. So
Yeah.
there's been a couple scripts for Jaws 5. And there was like one. It was like a wolf pack of sharks and all these different things. And unfortunately, I think being in big part because of the first two films, you can't reproduce that. And the latter films kind of put a damper on the franchise, gave it kind of that cheesy, the shark doesn't look real, that a lot of people have now, that attitude, which is kind of a shame. So
Yeah.
well, enough about that. We've got some other things, just one or two things here as we kind of round the hour out. So it'd be nice to at least shed a little bit of light on here. And so, there were some other films that had some, not CGI, it was only going for real effects here. And Deep Blue Sea really had some good shark models in it.
Yeah.
It really did. And they weren't great whites. They were Makos, Scorpion Makos and some other ones. And I want to say the second Deep Blue Sea, which I hadn't seen, I think that was based around like bull sharks and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So some pretty.
You got to give them props for paying homage to Jaws, with the whole license plate and the shark's mouth.
Yeah, right at the beginning, sure.
Yeah, at the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. There was quite a few in there. And this, which I didn't know existed, was the Meg. So that head was an actual, they built that. There are a guy standing next to it, and very impressive. I mean, what went into that was pretty amazing. Yeah. I just thought it was all CGI. So it was kind of nice to come across that. Yeah. Yeah. A couple comments.
But if you want to see one of the originals, you got to go to Los Angeles. You got to go see one of the original Bruces.
The only one left.
The only one left.
The only one in existence. And man, is it good. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? It's funny, and I don't mean to interrupt, but it's not really funny. I think it's very cool that whenever I see anything, because I follow the Academy's museum and on TikTok or whatever it may be, but the one thing that's posted the most is Bruce hanging from the rafters.
Sure.
And everybody loves it.
And what I love is that after all this time, that people would say that the jowls made it look so fake.
Right.
Everyone embraces it now. You buy like the City of the Ozarks that does the shark models. They want the jowls in. They truly do. It was Bruce from Jaws. It was a great white shark. It was that shark.
Yep.
Right. Just that one.
I think it's kind of cool that we embrace that. Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Walt Conti Rock. I'm assuming it's the guy who made either this guy or perhaps for Deep Blue Sea. So, Artists of Those Sharks. What else we got? There was a film that was semi-okay called 12 Days of Terror, basins in the 1930s. Oh, okay. So that was the original story there. Yeah, the Matawan Creek attacks.
Matawan, yeah.
I've seen a handful of other shark movies that I haven't sat down and watched yet. There was one where I want to say it was like a flooding and people were in like a grocery store and there was like a 12-foot great white that was stalking them.
What was that?
Bait or something like that?
Damn it. I think I saw that.
Yeah, I think it was called Bait or Trapped or It was a single word. I've never seen that. That had some practical effects in it. Um, I can't remember if any of the oh gosh, open water movies had practical effects, or if they were all CGI or not. To be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, there are definitely a lot of live shots in there, like
Yeah.
real shots of sharks in
A
there.
lot of live shots and
There's
open
an
water.
interesting story, and this just popped in my head. Because to go back to Deep Blue Sea, did you hear about the story about LL Cool J and one of the scenes from there?
I know,
Mike?
ladies just don't understand. That's all I know about that song. Hope had the right song. Otherwise, that was a terrible thing, terrible joke. But that's parents just understand. What was his
That's
song?
Will Smith.
Will
That's Will
Smith,
Smith.
sorry.
Will Smith. That's Will
That's
Smith.
Will Smith, not LL Cool J. LL Cool J was one that said, "Mama gonna knock you out." That's
There it
LL
is.
I'm
Cool
gonna knock you out.
Right.
Rock the bells. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, exactly. But you know, he played Preacher. His name was Preacher, but he was like a chef or something at this vicinity. And anyway, they were filming the scene where he hides in the oven. Shark is coming towards him. It's flooded. He's in the kitchen, and he's trying to blow up the shark because it ate the bird that he had on his. Well, they did the scene. They called cut. Went to lunch. LL Cool J is still in the oven. They never got him out.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. He tells this story. He said they forgot my ass in the oven.
Oh man.
So yeah,
That's hazard pay. That's hazard pay, right?
Exactly. But that had happened on set. They called lunch and everybody left. He says, "Here I am, stuck in the oven."
Yuck. That is definitely hazard pay. Ooh, man.
A lot of
And
people
I
are saying
started-
that movie about the grocery store is called Bait.
Bait, yeah. Frankie chimed in and said it was
And
called Bait.
Robin, yeah.
I've got to sit and watch it. And I was trying to go through all these because there's so many shark films out there, especially since the FX channel came out. But everything was CGI, so I was really trying to dive into some clips to find some different things, and you really come across some other films I just never heard of, didn't see it. So I've had some half decent looking parts. But I came across one. Listen, I warned you. I warned you. I came across this one, and this is not a joke. This is not some kid with a YouTube channel. This is a film that you can get on and watch. It is called Shark Doll, and it is just what you see. It is one of those fun little fluffy stuffed great white sharks that you see little kids running around with from SeaWorld or Martha's Vineyard or wherever else. And this thing turns into this raging, attacking shark. And this picture, it's kind of hard to see. There's a banister there. This thing turns and is attacking an adult who's trying to go up the stairs. And I mean, blood-covered face. I mean, the anguish and the pain that he's in the throes of death. And this thing is the culprit right here.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
We should have a viewing. We should start doing like Martin does at Jimmy Jaws. We should have like viewing parties. This would definitely be one. This would definitely be one. Like our own Mystery Science Theater.
Oh my God. In fact, what
Okay,
is
but
the
alcohol has to be involved. That's all I'm saying.
Are you
We
kidding
should-
me? Hopefully
we
it was
should
involved when they were
do
filming
that.
this. Come on.
Great idea, Mike. We could just do the three of us and show a crappy movie in the middle and people watch. And
Oh my God.
I'm down. I'm so down for this.
yes,
That's a good idea, Mike.
see
Yes.
if you can find this movie.
I found it. I will try and find it in its entirety. Okay.
Oh my God.
And there's a lot of I found what was the one? The Shark Exorcist. I found land shark. So the
Land shark,
great white
yeah.
that comes up out of the sand and was eating people. I found shark avalanche. So ski slope shark on the ski slope killing people. Oh, they're out there. I mean, yeah, we could make a serious go of that stuff.
I like it. Like the old
Yeah.
I love it.
the
I
old
love it.
Saturday afternoon horror movies we used to watch.
Yes.
every Saturday. Yeah, I like it.
Oh my God, I would
Absolutely.
totally be down for that.
Find
Yes.
this movie.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man, some people are chiming in. Some others, yes. Shark of the Corn. I saw a preview for that one too. Oh yeah,
Right?
and Ouija Shark. Shark summoned by the Ouija board. Amityville Shark. Oh man, Mike, you're a genius. Listen, you are a genius.
That's our
Science,
YouTube channel. Millions of hits.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Science Theater 3000 has nothing on us. I'm telling you. Oh yeah,
Oh, we would have so much fun.
and you know
Definitely.
what? We can get guests on there to comment.
Yeah.
Frankie will get on. You
Sharkula.
guys here at the show. Come on. Yeah.
Sharkula,
Oh wow.
Sharktopus.
Shark.
There was like the three-headed shark, and
Yeah.
Debbie Gibson was in a couple of those, and
Oh my
oh
God.
yeah. Oh man, we're on to something here.
I love
Wow.
it. I have
love
nothing else planned anyway, so let's do it.
I love when a plan comes together. Yeah. Thank God for the Reef film. The Reef was good, and the Reef
Reef
2
was
wasn't
good.
too bad either. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was tied into a real story, based on a
Mhm.
real story. The Reef. Yeah. Very good
Yep, the
stuff.
Reef.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God. I'm gonna have to get some more Crown Royal now.
Yeah.
well, I tell you what. Yeah. I mean, what a great what a great note to kind of wrap up on. That is really, Mike, an amazing idea. I think we need to make this come to fruition. We'll have
I
to
like it.
get some wheels turning here and get this together. And you know, you guys at home, hey, keep throwing out these ideas, keep throwing out these movies, because every time I turn
And
up, I find it.
invite your friends. Invite your friends just for a good Friday night, whatever.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have a wonderful, wonderful viewing party of that, and I guarantee the comments will be as entertaining as the
Absolutely.
movie. Yeah,
Birdemic.
I actually enjoyed The Shallows. I thought The Shallows was
Shallows.
good.
Yeah.
It was all CGI, but I thought the story was done well. Some of the symbolism with the seagull.
Is
and
that the one where
flower.
she's the
She's
surfer and she gets stuck up on the rock?
She gets stuck, yeah.
Okay. That was all right.
Comes across the dead whale, becomes like a territory kind of thing.
And it
Yeah,
wasn't
and
a lot of people liked 47 meters down too. They said that
Down.
was really good.
And then there was a second one. What was it? Uncaged or something like that?
Yeah.
No. Was it Uncaged?
Was
I
it
don't know.
48 meters down?
48, maybe it was 48 meters.
I don't know what it keeps
Yeah.
going.
You might. Maybe
50
49.
and a
Yeah, I
half.
don't know. 50.
50 and a half meters down. 2/3.
And the latest one that I tried to watch was Mako. That is not a shark movie. That's an over drama-sized 80s action film. I think I saw 30 seconds of shark in the first 40 minutes of that film. I turned it off. I couldn't do it anymore. I was
There
cool.
was
It
a
was
film
like,
in the 70s called Mako the Jaws of Death. It was just one of those.
it was almost like soft porn, wasn't it? Like it was like naked girls every other scene, almost no sharks in it whatsoever. I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah.
Not to be confused with the actor Mako. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. 83, except for it was a tiger shark, not a great white. Yeah, very good. Well, all right, guys. That's what we have here for the evening. I think we ended on a really good note and come up with a really cool idea. So keep posted and keep your eyes out for this. I think the three of us are going to put our brains together and make some of this come to fruition. If anything else, just be a real fun, entertaining time.
Oh my God.
I have to
Speaking
see
of-
this movie.
Did you get that Did you get that picture I sent you, Nate, to put up, or did you forget?
I know. I absolutely gotcha. I was
So
not
I
going to let
gotta
that
tell you,
slip.
it's Valentine's Day coming up, guys, and everybody who watches and the shirt that you see here, I got to give a shout out.
Oh,
This is I found this
I
morning.
like
at
the
my
bigger
front door.
picture. Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
cool? It's for
That's a beautiful
Valentine's
shirt.
Day. My friends know me
Beautiful shirt.
apparently, so I want to give a real big shout out to William and Alicia Eskew over near Memphis. That was they love Aunt Janie, so they sent me that in a coffee mug for Valentine's Day, and I just kind of want to say I love being on here. I love being on here. I love our fans. I love our peeps. So spread the love. There you go. Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
ESKEW.
ESCUE. He's
Oh, okay.
actually,
I was gonna say, 'cause I know a Kurt SQ up here, but
no, Billy lives over in. He's one of my bestest friends, and he's a big movie fan. And he's actually on this page and another one, so he watches us every chance he can.
oh, good.
So
I love
big
that.
shout out to him. Yep.
Love the heart. Eat you. That's awesome.
Isn't that cute? I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
hope it's
that's the first time I've seen the heart, symbolized with the shark. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
There it is.
Yeah, very nice.
Only we can find these things. So there you go.
Exactly. See what happens when you don't have a life. Yeah.
You have a
I'm
life.
trying to research
I don't
all
have a
this
life.
stuff.
You have a life.
At any rate, hey guys, thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful week and hope you have a great Valentine's Day next week, coming up in just a handful of days. And
And
we really hope you
Mardi Gras is coming up on Tuesday. So if you're going to celebrate Mardi Gras, be careful.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Get your king
Yeah.
cake now.
See, when those two intermix, that could be a little rough, I believe.
And Nate,
Yeah.
remember, if Jen says don't get me anything for Valentine's Day, she's
Do
lying.
it anyway. Oh yeah. Do it anyway. Learn that lesson, let me tell you.
And Super Bowl in 3 days. That's right. So
That's right.
that's what we're waiting for. We
Jeez.
got big things coming up.
Yes, Super Bowl in
Yeah.
3 days. Big one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go.
Great show.
Aw.
Thank you. And hey, thank you guys. And listen, honestly, and I say this truthfully, I hope you guys at home enjoy hanging out as much as I enjoy being on the show. Whether we're broadcasting or not, just hanging out and chatting with everyone, and obviously chatting with these two great people next to me. That's why I do it. I do it simply because I'm a fan and I love hanging out with you guys. So thank you very much, guys. And want to say have a wonderful week.
So,
One of these days, we're going to get like 6 people on here. We're going to do the Brady Bunch thing where everyone looks
we
at
did that.
Yeah.
We did that already. Remember, we did that. It was cool.
Did we do that? I don't know.
I did to be Alice. Sorry.
But thank you very much, guys. We'll get a quick little fins up and have yourselves a wonderful week. And take care. And we'll be back in just a few. All right.
Wow.
Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. Yes,
Go
let's go.
Chiefs. I'm
He
rooting.
fins up and the tomahawk chop at the same time.
Hey,
Red
look at that. Little
Kingdom.
cross reference there.
There you go.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Take care.